Hello there. Oh, I'm gonna try something different today, and I don't know how it's gonna go because I'm a fucking mess. And I'm just gonna do a get ready with me and hope for the best because I feel like this is something that'll keep me slightly in a focused. This is gonna make any sense to you at all. In a focused yet distracted setting so that I'm able to talk without thinking too much. Oh my God, this sounds so silly, but it makes sense. It makes sense, I promise. If I'm focused on doing something that is distracting me enough from what I'm thinking about so regularly, but I'm focused enough on doing something that I can talk about it without getting too caught up in it. Does that make sense? So I reckon that if I try to do my makeup while I'm talking about this, that it'll help me to get it out and to process it. So I'm sure I'm not the only person ever who has lost a friend. And I'm not talking about like loss as in death, nor is she dead to me. I care about this person very much. However, after an incident the other day that I feel like I cannot really reconcile right now, I just need to, remind myself that not everybody is going to follow you throughout your entire life. Not everybody's going to be by your side. Not everybody's going to benefit you. You're not going to benefit them. There will probably come a time in your life where people that you thought were your best homies or super close, you could rely on, respect, trust, that, they maybe aren't serving you in your life anymore. And that's not to say like they ever needed to serve you. They don't need to have like this purpose in order for them to be a part of your life. You don't have to get something out of them and vice versa. What I mean is if somebody is absolutely not bringing something positive or good into your life, and then you don't really need to have that sort of like strong connection that you maybe thought you once needed or you once had. And if they are not only not bringing anything positive, but they're just creating more chaos in your life, or they're dumping shit in there and you're like, hey, like I got my own shit, and they don't respect that, there's no need to have that in your life. You can say no, and it is not selfish. No matter how they might make you feel, what they might say, what they might call you. They'll spew all kinds of toxic shit to make you feel like you're in the wrong, or that, you need to be there for them, or whatever it may be. And if you feel in your heart of hearts that it is not benefiting you, that it is not only that, but it is maybe dragging you down in your life, you have to cut that out of your life. And there is no easy way to do it. It hurts. I'm hurting still. This only happened 3 days ago. And I'm still a little bit thrown because of how things went down. But I realized that I have been spending a lot of time lately, in the last few months for sure, feeling so drained and trying to kind of like be there for everybody and try to figure out what's going on with everybody, what's going on in their minds, what's going on in their lives, and not really thinking about myself. And that put me in a situation now where my psychosomatic mind has now made me sick on a very regular basis. And it took a while to come to this conclusion, but I am certain that a lot of my shoulder pain, back pain, constant headaches, I'm talking like every second or third day headaches, and I'm like waking up, going to sleep with them, pills aren't helping, and stomach problems. I mean, yeah, a lot of it could be diet, but I eat fairly clean, and yeah, I probably should just cut a bunch of shit out, but a lot of it is stuff that I am certain is tied to my depression and anxiety. So let's talk about how we can clear the air, so to say, and get rid of that shit that's like coming in, and you accept it because it's always been there in the form of friends or family or whatever. And I realize I haven't started my makeup, so okay, let's maybe swearing will help. I love this. My sister got me that mug many years ago. I mean, it just makes so much sense. Yeah, you're having a bad day, just fuck, you know? All right, so, oh, I didn't put on primer. Whatever. So I hope this works. I didn't try to in advance because I'm a fucking mess. Obviously, we do know that, so. Makeup, I think I've stated in a few previous videos, is something that makes me feel better. Not necessarily about myself, but just about accomplishing something. I'm not doing as much these days. I mean, I just had a haircut. I was on set the other day. I'm just not as busy and productive and active as I once was. And doing makeup every once in a while makes me feel like I'm getting something done, and doing it different makes me feel like maybe I did some art, you know? And again, it's something that's going to kind of distract me from the upsetting parts. That's how I should have worded it. It'll distract me from the upsetting parts of things to do with situations like this. So, getting into it. All right, so I'm not gonna say details, but I want to be more. I want to be more vague, more vast, actually, and I want to talk about how I think a lot of us go throughout our lives believing that, you know, like, we fit into certain people's lives for a reason, they fit into ours for a reason, and that means, you know, like, if we develop these bonds, these connections and relationships with people, that means that it's always going to be that way, or, you know, like, we'll always have them in our life somehow, or, you know, like, they're always gonna remain that type of person to you, you know, and respectively, you will be that to them. And that's where I think we have a lot of the problems, because people change, first off. So if your best friend is your best friend in kindergarten, grade 1, they're not necessarily going to be the same person 20 years down the road. I mean, people move on, people grow, people change, and maybe you are friends, and that's fucking amazing. Maybe you're one of those people that had, like, the group of jock friends, or you were one of the drama geeks, and you had your crew, whatever it was. I never had that. That's fine. I always had, like, 1 or 2 good friends here and there, and I wasn't popular, so that's fine. And I really appreciated the friends that I did have, and since, you know, school and adulthood and life happened, I mean, I've like, grown from friendships. They've grown from me. We have moved on and apart. What bothers me about what happened this week is that it's somebody who I met when I first moved out here and developed a relationship kind of right off the bat. And we both kind of understood the types of ways we dealt with things because we're both quite emotional and intuitive. We also were in film school together and kind of, like, learning that, like, balance with your creative side but also your sensitive side, and really getting in tune with who you are and your emotions, and you know, and it's easy to get caught up in emotions, it really is, but we developed that kind of a bond and I guess understanding quite early on, you know. So now here I am 6.5 years later in Vancouver, still friends, and you know, like, over the last few months things have been a little bit different in terms of, like, you know, relationships with other people and whatnot. And basically, to sum it up, she was going through a breakup and couldn't go through it organically, I guess, to just let it happen and feel its way out. She had to kind of, like, jump into something else right away. So, long story short, kind of still with the other guy, kind of seeing someone else. Fine, do you. Like, I get that. Like, you gotta do what makes you... Why am I looking at it here? You gotta do what makes you cope, what's better for you. But the thing is, like, also be, you know, accepting of the repercussions. You know, like, if you do something that's maybe not, you know, morally correct from a many standpoint, then... Ooh, I'm a skeletal. Then, be prepared to, you know, feel the wrath of that. You know, like you're not going to have a necessarily a positive outcome. So going through all that, I was like, hey, like, you can stay here. I'll help you out as much as I can. Like, watch your dog, do your things. Like, I'll help you move, whatever you need. I'm here for you. And I was. 110% I was. And then when more drama ended up getting kind of involved with this other guy, and all I kept hearing was negative stuff about this other guy. It's like, okay, like, I don't want to hear about this anymore. I'm like, I care about you, I love you. But if you want to discuss what's going on in your situation, I'm happy to be here for you, and I will listen, but I cannot get caught in the middle of these two guys anymore. It's too much, and I have my own things going on, like everybody. And I really want to help you, but I feel like I can't do much, because she'll be like, this guy, I hate this guy, or I miss this guy, or this blah, 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 and this guy's a piece of shit. Anyways, it sounds like a lot of back and forth, so I don't want to get into it, because that type of life does not interest me whatsoever anymore. Not that it really ever did, but, you know, I think teenagers a little bit thrive off of that kind of drama, but it doesn't interest me. And what happened was, I was informed the other day, last week actually, that this new guy, she's over the ex, apparently, over the ex, and the new guy, they're seeing each other, but it's nothing serious. I'm like, okay, cool. This week, some shit went down, and she expected me, I think, to react a certain way, and I couldn't, because I don't like the information she's given me about this person. She has said nothing but bad things about him. So, yeah, without going into details, because it is very personal, I said that I didn't feel like he was the right kind of guy to maybe continue that life with, to which she responded by attacking me and saying that I was wrong and I had no say, and that when I met him the one time I was drunk and I was fucked up. And I was like, hey, well, he was in my apartment. Yeah, I was drinking, but I was very aware of what was happening with the people there. Not one person liked him. That's fine, whatever. He doesn't have to have a good first impression, whatever. I mean, it'd be nice. He disrespected my boyfriend in our house, so that's a whole other thing. And fast forward to literally just continuously hearing about him being lying, deceptive, dishonest, like a piece of shit, awful human. So I was just like, hey, like, I don't want to hear about this anymore. And that was a couple months ago. Fast forward, now this is happening. Now they're in really deep, let's just say. And I have nothing to say about it, because what is there to say? Like, I'm not happy about it. I'm not proud of it. So of course I just said, like, I don't think it's like the best situation, to which she responded by, you know, attacking me and laughing, many laugh emojis about what I had to say, and telling me that while she respects my opinion, I am wrong. So that's kind of like a double negative right there. Fine, like, I'm not saying I'm right. You told me something, I gave you my opinion. I asked you something, you gave me an answer, to which I gave an opinion, and then it was just off, and attacking me, and saying that I was insensitive. And I know this probably is hard to kind of grasp what's going on without giving more, like a backstory, but I don't feel it's necessary, nor do I want to hurt this person further. I'm just talking about my side of this experience. So it ended with some not so nice words on her end, and me literally just saying cool. That's the last thing I put, was cool, because I didn't know what else to do, because it was just so, I don't know, there's nothing to say other than she reached out to me and then invalidated everything I had to say, and accused me of being insensitive because of my opinion towards a situation with this guy that she had done nothing but say mean shit about. Like, I hate him. He's a fucking lying piece of shit. I can't trust him. blah, blah, blah. Like, it was bad. And I'm like, I don't want to hear about this guy anymore. So naturally, in the last couple months, I guess she's been hanging out with him. And I guess something went right. But I didn't know this. How am I supposed to know this? Because I haven't been informed. Last week, I was like, hey, you're still seeing so-and-so. And she's like, no, we're just hanging out. We're just feeling it out. Like, we don't know. It's nothing serious. And then this week drops a bomb. So it's do your thing, girl. You do you. But you can't expect me to think anything necessarily positive or on your side because I've heard nothing but negative shit. So, without further ado, I responded by blocking her on everything because I know I'm the type that cares so much about what people have to say. And after her paragraphs of like saying mean shit, lashing out at me, saying that I had no say, that I was insensitive, blah, 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 I just said, cool. And then she put yet another laughing emoji, like laughing, crying, like what you're saying is fucking stupid, Paige, like that kind of thing. So I just blocked her. And I was like, you know, it's not petty. For a bit, I felt bad because I was on set. I was really caught off guard. Of course I was devastated because she's one of my best friends, or I thought. And in hindsight, I do think that maybe I was giving more than I was getting out of it, and that's fine. I'm okay with, you know, having some kind of a mutual understanding in a relationship, but I do think that I felt like she was a close friend, and she maybe thought that I was like a confidant, like if she needed something, she could come to me. And that's fine, but it's not okay to like treat me like that and then attack me for having an opinion that kind of aligns with what you were saying. It's just bizarre to me. And I get there's a lot of emotions involved. But again, everybody has emotions. Everybody has shit they're going through. So I don't think there's any reason for her or I to continue having a relationship if that's the type of relationship it's going to be. So anyways, that being said, blocked her on everything. I don't know if maybe she'll want to do something in the future. I have no idea. I'm not concerned about it right now. And I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I already did. Actually, when I came home that day, I slept a lot because I was so mentally drained and just sad. And now I've just been trying to kind of process it. And I'm pretty sure I've just come to the understanding that, you know, like we've gone different ways. We've grown apart. The type of existence, I don't, there's got to be a better way to word it, but the type of, yeah, fuck, it sucks to say it that way, but the type of existence that she was bringing into my life was that of a more toxic environment, and I just don't feel that it would have benefited her to remain in that friendship any longer. And I could be wrong, like, and she might see things very differently, but going back to what I was saying about it not being petty, like, yeah, people will be like, oh, that's selfish or that's petty or whatever. You know what? It's not selfish to look after yourself, especially when you feel like you're either being treated unfairly, you're being treated poorly, or you're straight up being attacked by somebody that you care about that's making you feel awful. So tell me, like, what do you guys think? Do you think that's the kind of life you'd want to live? Do you think you'd want to continue being friends with somebody that literally just drags you down and makes you feel like shit when all you've tried to do, and what I've stated to her that day was, I've tried to be nothing but a good, supportive, and honest friend to you. And funny, I was having a discussion earlier with a client, and it was great because it kind of like gave me a different way of looking at it, in that, you know, like sometimes people will kind of like have a different opinion of you. Like, they're like, you're my friend, like I care about you, you're my friend, but like would this friend, like if you were in jail, this is totally a random thing, if you were in jail, would this friend come bail you out? If you lost somebody in your life, would this friend be the one to come over and talk to you for hours? Would this friend be the one that you call up spontaneously and they're like, yeah, let's fucking go party, we're gonna rage? There's different types of friends, so I didn't really think about it that way. I mean, I understand the dynamic that there's different friends for different purposes, and you do different things and you have different interests, and not everybody's the same. I get that. Not all my friends are gonna get along. I get that. That's a story for another time. I used to like try to bring everyone together, and that was my thing. I was like, all these awesome people need to know each other, and kind of worked in some play. That's a whole other thing. I really enjoyed that. I always believed that you could have a group of people that were quite different, and if there was like one person that kind of got along, I think we could kind of bring them all together to be like, yeah, there's one big group of awesome. Great. No, stop. Get out of here. Style contest. Sorry, my game's notifying me I gotta play something all the time. And I think my cheeks are rosy enough. But yeah, it's just, you don't need to have that type of person in your life if they're no longer serving you. So it comes back to that sentence that might sound kind of skewed to some people, but if I thought that they were this friend to me for so long and they had been kind of what I thought, and I was, I was what I thought they'd expected of me, and we no longer had that, then they're no longer serving me. And there's a good chance I'm no longer serving them. And by her reaching out to me and, wanting honesty and me giving her honesty and she not appreciating that, then that's not what she needs right now. And the reaction I had was certainly not something I needed from her, nor do I want that in my life. So I didn't do much makeup, that's fine. I just want to say, if you are going through something in your life that's similar, whether it's family, friend, significant other, you don't have to give so much when you feel like you're not getting anything in return. You don't have to give anything at all if you don't feel like you have anything to give. Like, take care of yourself. That's something that I am lately doing really fucking horribly at, and I need to work on it. There is nothing wrong. There's nothing selfish about, and there's nothing anybody can say about you that should affect you if you're taking care of yourself. Like, fuck them. And people who are dragging you down, even if it's just something little, whether they mean to or not, it might be something subconscious, or, they might be always leeching onto you, because I get that as an empath. I get the whole energy vampire thing. Sometimes I feel like I gotta be there for people because they're struggling, but I'm not taking care of myself, so it's very hard for me to keep giving energy when I'm waning myself, and I'm just like barely holding on. So sometimes you gotta say no. And as hard as that is, and as worried as you might be about the response, just gotta do it. And like 90% of the time, easily, I found that my good friends, if I'm like, I can't, like I'm sick, like, a quick example before my phone decides it's gonna run out of storage. I have a friend who's been wanting to go out for karaoke for probably almost 3 weeks now, and we reconnected a while ago on set, which was great. We went to karaoke, we had so much fun. We're like, why weren't we friends? Why did we have, okay, and that's like a whole other story. That's a story to do with one of my exes and them being friends, and you kind of, not that you have to pick a side, but you kind of gotta pick a side. So I didn't see this guy for over 2 years because he's friends with my ex. So anyways, and I just can't, I can't bring myself to get out because I have such crazy social anxiety and like this crippling depression that is keeping me from doing anything other than like getting out and walking my dog. Pretty much it. And I have to keep up with my poetry on my Instagram, and other than that, I haven't been doing this. It's hard, and I just gotta find a place where it gives so that I can kind of maybe move forward from there. But I'm trying. It's in my mind. It's just my soul's a little broken right now, and I need to find a way to maybe say yes and just do it, because I know it'll make me happy. You can do that too. You can be courageous and fight past that uncomfortable feeling and just be like, I love doing this. Just do it. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You know, like if you're like, I haven't done an art class in a while. My friend keeps inviting me to a paint night. Go, and if you don't like, fucking leave. Just leave. Like, not gonna affect people. I promise you, they're not gonna be that upset. Like, if somebody's close with you, they're gonna respect what's going on, and they'll understand if you explain it to them. Just take the time to be like, hey, like I thought I could do this. I'm not ready. And it might not sound simple, but it's as simple as that. And I've been saying I can't do it a lot lately. I've been saying no, and for a long time I was feeling down on myself because I was like, wow, like I'm bailing on people. And then I had to remind myself I'm not bailing on anyone because I'm not committing. You know, like I've said here and there, like I'd love to do this, let's do this, let's go this night. And then I'm like, I can't, like I'm sick, or I can't, like I just can't leave. I feel like I'm just stuck. And I'm working on it. But it helps too to kind of be weeding through things and finding out, like I can do without some people in my life, without some instances in my life, and move forward. I think maybe that's one thing I needed to do, is kind of let go of something like that was holding me back, and now I can continue doing things I enjoy again. Like just putting on some fucking makeup and talking to you guys, because I love talking to you guys, and especially when you respond. That's the best. That's the best for me. Excuse me. Anyways, on that note, I'm gonna say goodbye to y'all, and I really miss doing this, and no promises again, because I'm a fucking mess all the time, but I hope to do this again soon. And maybe I'll do a get ready with me, because I found it was easier to cope with talking. Yes. I just have a mess down here, but that's fine. Anyways, I hope you all are doing well. Please stay safe out there, and if you're having second thoughts about maybe doing something, maybe just be like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it because I enjoy that thing, and I'm gonna do it because you want to. Because fuck yeah, because you want to, and you're awesome. You're awesome, and I love you. Bye.